The next story, it's about the Irish male, a user's manual, even though I'm sure a lot of it can be applied to males everywhere. It was the great Leo Nikolaevich Tolstoy who wrote, "All Irish males can be a pain in the ass, but Irish male can be a pain in the ass in his own way." Women readers will sadly concur. They will know that living with an Irish male is on very rare occasions not the blissful paradise it customarily is. He is by nature a solitary beast. Really, he lives inside his own shell. If the Italian is a stallion, the Irishman is a tortoise. Witness his remarkable fondness for hibernation, especially on mornings when the bins must be taken out. Not that there's anything wrong with that either, for as devotees of the fabulous Aesop can attest, even the tortoise may gain in the end, mainly by cheating and lying, but that's another story. But yes, the Irish male finds it hard to converse in an open fashion. Compared to him, a brick is eloquent. Thus he finds sharing his thoughts and emotions almost impossible. This reticence came home to me forcibly a short time ago, when a close friend I have known since my difficult childhood confessed that he had fallen passionately in love with me. "But you can't be gay," I said in amazement. "We used to go out to nightclubs together looking for girls." "Jesus," he said, "I thought we were dating." You see what I mean? The Irish male does not notice silent signals. His social antennae are not finely tuned. Misunderstanding is the sea through which he hopelessly paddles, with only his baffled incomprehension to our hands. If confusion and lack of empathy were his only crimes, the Irish male might reasonably ask for the benefit of the Emotional Probation Act. But alas, there are several more additions to the charge street. When it comes to the business of courtship, for example, the Irish male has a lot to learn. It isn't that he is unromantic as such. It's just that your average Irishman, when pursuing a woman, is a bit like a dog chasing after a car. He wouldn't really know what to do if she stopped. Yes, as they age, they gain a bit of experience. It's a well-known fact that older Irishmen can... I think we'll skip a little bit here. So ladies, if you must live with an Irish male, I'm pleased to ask yourself whether or not there are any real alternatives, such as immigration, lesbianism or entering a convent. There are a few points which are well worth remembering. Being an Irish male myself, I forget them all, but here are some I made up earlier. The Irish male is always right. It's surprising but well-established biological fact that the part of an Irish male brain which admits to making mistakes, the cortex maximus apologeticus, actually shrinks during early adolescence, finally disappearing around the age of 15. How this happens we don't quite know, but obviously if we did we wouldn't tell you. But by his mid-teens the cortex has been entirely replaced by the frontal rationalization lobe and the cranial utter denial mode, cerebellia non mea culpa honestus. Parents can tell us this has begun to happen to their teenage sons when they start saying things like, "It wasn't my fault I burned down the school," or "I know I tattooed the baby, but she was asking for it." As the Irish male achieves what is euphemistically called maturity, a new sponge-like tissue called the evasionary gland develops. Glandus irresponsibilis et multos stupidissima, until it fills almost half the cranial cavity by the late 20s. Its growth seems to become much more pronounced immediately after mating. Again, there are a number of telltale verbal signs, e.g., "Look, I don't see what we're doing is going out together. As such, we're just having a large number of consecutive one-night stands." Or, "All right, so I slept with your mother and showed the photograph to my friends, but I only did it twice and it didn't mean anything." As the years roll on, the evasionary gland swells even further. By the time the Irish male is 30, it will have expanded to fill his whole head, resulting in his widely noted inability to listen. It's not that he doesn't want to listen, it's just that his ears are under severe pressure. By now he's biologically programmed for utter pomposity and self-righteousness, and may even have embarked on a career in the church or literary criticism. Once this happens, there is really no cure, although a stake through the heart of the crossroads at midnight may be worth an attempt. So now you women can see why we Irishmen have a problem admitting our wrong. That's right, it's not our fault. In fact, it's probably yours. So really you should show a bit more understanding. We Irish males are victims of our own biology, and it isn't as though we're not making an effort. Take myself, for example. I often point out to my wife that whenever I am wrong, I immediately admit it. It's just that I'm never wrong. But even if I were, I would be right to be wrong. And she would be wrong for questioning that. And I would be right to point that out. And she would be wrong if she didn't agree. And we find this approach works quite well for us. At least we did until she divorced me. The next section, the Irish male is fond of cursing, as I think we may have established before. Right, okay, you have a point here. If they took the 4-letter words out of the English language, most Irishmen would be effing speechless. But this love of effing and being shouldn't be taken too seriously. It's only a form of affectionate punctuation. I remember once being in a pub in Dublin, all the other times I don't remember at all, where I witnessed an extraordinary scene. A man was sitting alone at the bar, deep in mystical contemplation of his pint, when the door opened and another fellow, bedecked from head to toe in black, entered the premises unobserved by the former. The new arrival crept up to my nabs at the bar and quickly tapped him thrice on the shoulder. The philosopher turned, a smile of surprise and delight playing about his lips. "Would you F off you, fat effer you," he happily cried. "I haven't seen you in bleeding ages." Only in Ireland do men greet each other as such, although even make allowances for local cultural idiosyncrasies. I thought it a bit much to talk to an archbishop like that. And I think that's all we're going to do for today. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you, Gerry.